Hey Retro fans, welcome to another episode of Retro Gaming Memories. In this episode we're going to take a little look at something that was a staple for most of us who made the migration from an 8-bit micro to a 16-bit machine, and that is Coverdisks. And now back in the day, software was quite expensive. Especially if you were a kind of teenager on sort of pocket money or paper round money, you didn't have a lot of money to buy commercial software. So some people went down the route of going to markets and various other places and getting pirated games. I used to do that myself. It was an easy way to get games. I'm not proud of it, and I've kind of been making up for it ever since. But we used to go to Ingliston Market just outside of Edinburgh, or the Barras in Glasgow, and there were many stalls where you could get discs off of this guy who basically had a folder there, and you would go and pick the title that you wanted, and it was usually like £1.50 for the first disc and then £1 for every other disc or something like that. And somebody would go away to a van somewhere and get the discs and come back, and that was you. So I used to do that. If I really liked a game, I would save up and go and buy it. But like everybody back in the day, we all shared games. But the other way that we used to get a lot of our software, if you didn't need to go down the pirated route, was Coverdisks. And I know certainly I used to buy, when I started working and I could have had a little bit of disposable income, I used to buy every single Amiga magazine that came out every month. So you had the One Amiga Format, Amiga Shopper, Amiga User International, CU Amiga, all these, there was like 6 or 7 magazines that I used to buy. In fact, I remember once being in John Menzies, the kind of W.H. Smith, and standing there it was one of those months where the release of all the magazines kind of fell in the same week. So I got paid on a Friday. I was an electrician back in the day, and I got my pay on a Friday, and I went into to John Menzies, W.H. Smith's, and I picked up 4 of the magazines. And I was standing in the queue behind this wee old lady, and the lady had bought a couple of magazines, People's Friend or whatever, kind of older magazines, and some sweeties and bits and bobs. And it came to like £4 something. And she was saying, "Oh my God, £4 for a couple of magazines and some sweets, that's ridiculous." And she got served, and she was putting her stuff in her bag, and the woman then served me and scanned through 4 of these Amiga magazines, which had 8 or 10 discs on the front of them and all that, and it was like 26 quid. And the wee old lady nearly had a heart attack, because it was like, Jesus, 26 quid for magazines. But apart from getting the wealth of information in the magazines, which was the only way you could get information back then, there was no internet until latterly. But you got your software on discs, and you got your demos of great games and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, this guy here, I've got a selection. I've actually got a box that we're going to have a look at in a little minute. But we've got like Amiga Shopper. That was more kind of serious stuff, shareware stuff. We've got Amiga Format, that's got game demos on it. Another Amiga Format which had a full application on it, Music X, which is a sequencer. One of the older Amiga Shopper discs. And then occasionally you'd get, I think it's Amiga Format, full games, Tennis Champs. And I know that what was it called? Team 17 did Arcade Snooker. So they released Arcade Pool, which was a commercial release, but Arcade Snooker was AG only. And for some reason they released it on the cover of Amiga Format. So you couldn't actually buy it in the stores, but you got the full game on the front of Amiga Format, and I've got it in my box in there somewhere. And then you've got Amiga User International, which is all serious stuff. And these ones you used to have to put them in and decrypt them all to separate discs. Which was fun. And so like I say, I've got a box down here with all my original Coverdisks for back in the day. I've actually got more out in the garage, but yeah. But the thing that kind of spurred me to do this video Amiga Format was probably my favourite Amiga magazine back in the day. It had a good balance of game reviews. I liked the way they reviewed their games. The kind of reviewers were of the same kind of mindset as me, so generally if a game got a good review, I would probably quite like it. You know, I tried a few of the different magazines. Amiga Action was a bit like that as well. The one Amiga, I was quite kind of in tune with those guys. But anyway, Amiga Format was my favourite overall because I did like sort of serious software, utilities and things like that. In fact, one of the reasons, the first discs I ever got, I got an Amiga Format magazine before I bought an Amiga. I went into the newsagents and I bought an Amiga Format and an ST Format because I hadn't decided. I was always an Atari guy when I was younger. I wasn't a Commodore guy, so I thought an ST would have been the way forward, but when I got ST Format, it was like a pamphlet because the Atari, unfortunately, was dying out. The Amiga magazine was a lot thicker, and it had 2 discs on the front of it, which I still have. In fact, just pull it out the Amiga. That is the first disc I ever got for the Amiga, and it's got Pro Tracker on it. And it was sitting in my Amiga because I'm about to play with it, but it had a demo of Syndicate on the cover and Pro Tracker, and I thought, this is great. I can make music with my computer. I'd always wanted to try that kind of thing, and I've loved Pro Tracker ever since. So yeah, so I went in the Amiga route. Obviously, everybody kind of knows that now. But Amiga Format, one year for my birthday, my mum said, "What would you like for your birthday?" And I said, could I get a subscription to Amiga Format? Because I couldn't really afford to subscribe to these magazines myself, you know, because it was like 30 quid or something like that. So yeah, so I got a subscription to Amiga Format for my birthday, which was great. And if you subscribe to Amiga Format, as well as getting the actual cover discs, obviously, from the magazine, you used to get a subscribers newsletter, and you would get an exclusive subscribers cover disc like this guy. Sorry, subscribers super disc. There you go. And it would just have extra bits and bobs on it. Mostly utilities rather than games and things like that. But they were great. So that was lovely. Fast forward a few years, and my pal Aidan was emigrating, and he had lots of Amiga stuff. He gave me a big bundle of Amiga magazines before he left the UK. But one thing he did is give me these. And these are sealed Amiga Format subscriber cover discs from issue 96. The last one here is disc 127. So these have been sealed for 30 odd years. And I thought, you know what, it would be fun to open and actually have a look at them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open them, and I'm sure there will be some people screaming at the video saying, don't open them, leave them sealed. Bollocks to that is what I say. These things were meant to be used. You know, I've been through this argument many times. I've opened stuff on this channel before, and people have unsubscribed in protest. You know, why didn't you just buy an open copy? You know, because I buy games to play them, or discs to use, or whatever. And you know, the fun of opening a sealed game, for me, opening it and it's as it was, the last person to see that game was the person or the robot, I suppose, that put it in the box in the factory. And to be able to open that and have that nostalgia, you know, you can't really open new games now for retro systems. So having that kind of nostalgia of opening stuff is pretty cool, and it's nice to be able to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to put my goggles on because I can't read anything. Let's have a look and see if there's anything exciting on these. ASCII Art Pro book base. Oh. Play pack. Classic arcade action reinvented. That sounds like a Pac-Man clone. This is on disc 96, so we'll be having a look at that. Oh, there we go. Disc 98 has got a Beeb, which is you can emulate the old BBC Model B and an Asteroids clone. These discs are superb. You can add amusing sound effects to all sorts of things. Disc Master 2, hot startup, power icons, disk safe. So there's loads of stuff on this. Virtual floppy disks, my word. What else have we got? Visual prefs, 3D racers. Oh, there you go, that's an unfinished Blitz game. Boards.library, so you can find out what boards are in your disk in your Amiga. A few different games, packing utilities. Beatbox, superb. Easy backup. Tool type managers, that would be good. So there's all sorts of cool stuff on here. Steel Fortress, GUI toolkit. So yeah, lots of cool things. So I'm not going to open all of them at the moment, but what I'm going to do is open discs 96 and 98 because there's some cool sounding stuff on here. So here we go. Oh, you can smell the 90s. Actually smells like a lead pencil, bizarrely. I wonder if that's because the disc has rotted to bits. So that is a pristine, beautiful, untouched since 1990 something disc. And I'm the first person to touch it since it was sealed. The disc looks in good condition. There's certainly no disc rot or anything on it, which is nice. Let's open another one. Oh, I love doing stuff like this. There we go. This one's got a little dent in the slider, but it's all right. Again, the disc looks absolutely fine. So time will tell. But yeah, so these are the two discs we're going to have a look at. There you go. You can have a look and see what's on those. I'll hide behind them. Hello. So yeah, let's pop these in and have a little look. So I'm going to move the camera so we can see the telly properly. I'll try and stop it from doing the flickering thing, and we'll have a little look and we'll pop these in and see what's going on. So let's go and have a look. Okay, so first we're going to have a little look at this guy. There's a game on there called Playpack, which is Workbench 3 and above. Which is classic arcade action reinvented. So let's first of all, let's write protect the disc. See through it, yes, lovely. Right, pop it in the old Amiga, see what happens. Subscriber 96. So it works beautifully, as you can see and hear. No grinding or crunching or anything. So let's view that by name to make it easier. Right, Playpack. Let's just pop that in there. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Rubbish. Alright then. Well, that's extracting it to RAM anyway, fair enough. Now, a lot of people, you know, use WHD load and all that kind of stuff, which I actually have on this machine. But you know, there's something quite nice about using discs. It just slows you down a little bit, you know, which I like. It just forces you to just chill out a bit. Right, here we go. Can we just run it? Let's see. See what happens. I'm gonna think. Should really read the guide, I suppose, eh? Introduction. Okay. Yep, okay. Double click Playpack install. Alright, so you can test play it, right. There we go. Joystick at the ready. Oh, right, okay. So I just went right through that ghost there. So the ghosts don't actually kill you. Let's turn up the volume a little bit. it runs beautifully quick. Oh, you've got a shield. I've just noticed up here you've got a shield rather than lives. Oh yes. Here you. Oh. Oh yes. Oh Jesus, run away. He went a little bit cube out there. I don't know if you noticed up the top of the screen there was some sweary stuff. Oh, I'm chasing. Ah, Jesus. Oh. 57 to go. So I don't know. It seems to be that if you eat all the ghosts or eat all the all the pellets, you maybe win. I don't know. All right. Okay. There we go. So I mean that runs beautifully smoothly. You can see me playing it anyway on screen. It runs beautifully smoothly, and it's all right. It's not too bad. Kudos to whoever it was that wrote it. Who was it that wrote this guy? Doesn't actually tell you. Oh, there we go. Tony Leitonen. So congrats, dude. That's actually quite a good game. Quite enjoyed that. It might be easier with keyboard rather than joystick. The joystick's, it's not got lag, but the game's actually a bit quick. Can you scroll? Oh, that's pretty cool. So I'm quite impressed with that. That's a nice little game. I don't think there's anything else really worth looking at on this disc. There's a kind of Tetris clone, fast reset, memory thing. Let's have a look at the next disc. This is disc 98. So this has got a BBC emulator on it and an Asteroids game. So let's pop it in and have a look. Where'd that go? That was one thing. I was playing with that disc earlier on that I took out, and it's not refreshed it, so that's alright. Matters not. We have plenty of memory. View by name. So we've got AB Asteroids, disc squeeze. I can't remember what that is. Let's have a look at this. In honour of Aidan, who gave me these discs, he was a big BBC guy. So let's have a look at this. See how much purple's involved. We'll extract Asteroids as well. Let's have a look. So there's loads of emulators available on the Amiga. I've not really used them because obviously they're a little bit slow for some of them. I tried out a C64 emulator before. It was a little bit slow, but it's amazing that you can do it. So let's have a look. Right, let's have a look at AB first, because I'm not expecting there to be much in the way of games or anything. How do we run this? Because that's not going to work. Is it? Oh, let's try PAL. Oh well. I presume we need to get ROMs for somewhere. Let's go ROMs there. I don't know. I'd need to have a wee play with that, so we'll no bother with that one now. But Asteroids, we shouldn't need much to be checking that out. Let's have a look at the README. Asteroids and Asteroids 2. Right, that's just the README. Let's have a look at how to play it. Let's see what we need. It's programmed in C. That's just a changelog I would have expected. Oh, hang on, right. I'm looking for keys here, but maybe you can change the keys in the... Right, let's just run it and see what happens. You will note, by the way, that I'm still running classic Workbench 3.1. I did have Workbench 3.0 3.5 on CD. I had installed it, but I just like the classic. This is a classic to me. This is full of nostalgia. I don't really need fancy operating systems. I've got a Mac if I want a nice up-to-date oh God's sake. Copy game fonts to fonts. Really? Right, okay, let's fonts. Where's fonts again? God, it's been a while. System. Where the hell's the fonts folder? It's been far too long since I've used this. There we go, right, fonts. Let's get rid of you, bring you to the front. Let's just copy all of you and put you there. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Oh, I'm forgetting that you have to. Oh, Jesus, no, didn't do that. Right. This is really entertaining, isn't it, watching me doing this, but there we go, that's a bit better. Okay, that's fine, right, okay. Aye, whatever. Right. Let's try this again then. Hey. Oh, God. Right, fine. You just need to imagine your own tunes. Right, so options, high scores, information, define keys. Right, so F2. So it's dropping off the bottom of the screen for some reason. It's a bit weird, but player 1, blah 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 blah. Right, F1 to return. F5 to define keys. Rotate left. Let's go left cursor. Rotate right, right cursor. Fire, we'll go that because it's handy. Thrust, we'll do that. Hyperspace, we'll do that. And that. So it gives you the ASCII values, bizarrely. The hex values, sorry. So I've got left and right cursors, C to fire, X to thrust, and Z to hyperspace. It's bizarre that it does that though. Right, so how do we get back? Right, so F1 to start, let's see what happens. Oh, it certainly looks nice. Where's my ship? Oh, that's it, there we go. Right, so the keys don't work. Does the joystick work? No. So, yeah, not much working on that one. It looks alright though. I'm sure it'd be lovely if I could actually play it, but that's a fairly high res screen, it's quite nice. That's a shame that. Let's try changing options. Did I make a boo-boo? Player 1 control human. Right, let's just change F3 to joystick. F1 to return. Right, so joystick in hand, let's see what happens. F1. It's pretty high res, I quite low, there we go. Right, this is a bit better. Oh, Jesus, God and gummy. Right. Really? Did that just reboot me and smash? Oh. It's a bit frantic. Right, so down hyperspace, you've got a shield automatically. Oh, where the hell am I? Jesus, God. So it's very frantic. Yeah. It's a bit too fast if I'm honest. Maybe that's because I've got an accelerated Amiga. I've got an 030 in there running at 50 megahertz, so maybe it's on a stock Amiga it would be a little bit better, but yeah, so let's flick back to the other camera just for a quick wrap up. So there we go. That's it. Quick look at some subscriber discs. I really enjoyed the Pac-Man game. I thought that was really good. I'd like to spend more time with it and play with the options and things like that. The Asteroids game I think could have been good. It's just a bit too fast and it's bizarre that it's dropping off the bottom of the screen and things like that. So maybe need to take a little more time to have a look at that and have a play. Certainly looks good. It was certainly nice with the kind of high definition graphics. So, and as you saw, I've got plenty more discs to go through. So, excuse me. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Just a fairly short video. I'm now going to go and work my way through this lot. Keep me going for a while. And this is about, I don't know, it's not even a tenth of what's in my box down there. So I've got plenty of discs to go back through and have a look. I'm actually trying to set up my classic Amiga properly to have an actual usable workbench and things like that, because rather than, I do love playing games on my Amiga, but I'd like to kind of get it back to how I used to have it back in the day. I've still got my original hard drive for it, which was a 200 meg hard drive, but it seems to have issues with power and stuff like that. It needs a lot more, sucks a lot more juice than my power supply seems to want to give it. So I've got a 4 gig compact flash card sitting in it now, which is great. You know, modern tech and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'd like to get the utilities and things that I used to have on my old machine, get them installed, so that I've got a kind of usable workbench like I had back in the day. So yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I shall see you next time.